Dun, 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 dun. Pull up chat. Let's get it. Oh, what am I gonna be doing today? I guess I'll just continue my Salvador playthrough. Oh yeah, that's right. I was farming this. I was farming the Christmas crap. No, I'm not. Let's go. All right. Oh yeah. Another way. Got another bear cat. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Um, this is just like a random tubby that this is from like just like a random tubby. Um, but we're not here for that. We're actually here for. Oh yeah, my DP. Do I not have any audio? Oh, there we go. Cool. All right. Um. Oh yeah, I gotta do this. Um. I'll just wait for Christian to get here before I talk about my Borderlands 3 ideas. Dang, I wish I could turn the volume down just a little bit more. It's a little loud, but whatever. Um, yeah, let's power this thing on real quick. I have the wrong class mod on. Hold on. Here we go. That's the right one, right? Fire ray cooldown. Yeah, there we go. Um, scooter stop. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the dialogue. You can read it if you want, but I think we kind of know what they're saying. We've all kind of played this game before. Um, basically, some things that I wanted to see, and of course comment on any of them as I go through them. But there's a lot of stuff I want to see for Borderlands 3 that I hope that. Oh my God, do you see all those money shots? Holy crap! Um, there's a lot of things I want to see in Borderlands 3 to make it like actually good and the game that it needs to be. Because I need this game above all else to be like a really, really, really good game. I mean, like, it doesn't have to do what Borderlands 3 did for me, but I feel like if you guys could make a Borderlands 2, why not go for something better? Like, what would be the point of making a game if you were like, no, you know what, we don't want to make something better than what we already did? Like, push yourself. Um, but basically, I want it to have the same loot system that Borderlands 1 had. And if you're not too sure what I mean by that, it's like in Borderlands 1, um, throughout every difficulty, really, you could excuse me, you could basically use any weapon just about. I mean, obviously there were weapons that sucked and there were weapons that didn't suck, but in Borderlands 1, you could use like there were purple and blue weapons that were just like way better than some legendaries, and I kind of like how like the loot system in Borderlands 1 was, because it was back then, it was just all about finding a good gun. In Borderlands 2, you're pretty much always farming like to get a legendary, at least if you want to be like doing really good in the game and become super overpowered, which is basically what you want to do in Borderlands. I've never heard of anyone that's been like, yeah, I like playing this game because I don't like getting much stuff. Right back, I'm gonna go walk my dog. For sure, go walk your dog. But yeah, I wanted to have the same loot system Borderlands 1 had, because that loot system was perfect. I don't even know why I'm over here. I didn't go over here. Like I didn't remember. I mean, obviously I remember the volcano sniper because that's been in every Borderlands, but I didn't really like remember having to farm too much for legendaries. I don't think I ever really farmed for legendaries now that I think about it in Borderlands 1 because it was always like I was always just kind of trying to get better weapons. Obviously, that was before I really knew how to play Borderlands really well, and that was back when I used Roland, who is not the best character in that game, but he was my favorite because he was like, I like sentry guns, so I ran him. But yeah, I want them to bring that system back where it's not so dependent on freaking unique items or something. Like you could use, you could not low level, but you could just use like a lower rarity, like a green SMG, and it would be really, really good at just about every difficulty level. Obviously, the legendaries would be better or whatever, but like, I want them to be usable because like a lot of the non-unique SMGs and stuff like that in Borderlands 1, like if you watch any streams from Jolt's dude and well, I pretty much only watch Jolt's dudes like his stream little highlights. Um, he he always looks for like the anarchists and stuff like that. I think, or was it anarchist? Oh, it was some kind of SMG. Um, but it wasn't even like a unique one. Obviously, it was its own thing, but it wasn't like a red text weapon. But excuse me, it was still very viable, and that's what he used all the time. Like, yeah, there were legendaries you could use. Excuse me, but he wasn't soul dependent. And I feel like in Borderlands 2, I'm soul dependent on unique items. Like, we can go through my inventory right now, and there will only be like some non-unique class mods that I don't really use. I just have them for any builds that I like to increase my money shot when I'm finding Hyperius and stuff like that. But like, there's not that many non-unique things I have. Like, just about everything I have in here is unique. Obviously, I have this because I found this and I thought it was cool how like it splits into 3 projectiles. The reason I kept this Anarchist pistol because this is one of the best non-unique weapons, and I kept it just to use it one day. The Ravage is another really good non-unique, and then I have this for a glitch that lets me shoot unlimited ammo. But the only problem I have is like, yeah, these are non-unique too, I guess. But like most of the stuff that I really use, like class mod and stuff like that, that's all pretty much okay. That's garbage. It's all pretty much unique. Like I'm so dependent on something unique. Like it's kind of ridiculous how many unique items like I have. And I mean, obviously that's one of the biggest reasons people play Borderlands is to get freaking the coolest guns, and they want to get really cool and different weapons because those are going to be the best ones, and that's the whole point. But they should make other weapons like a viable option rather than like using them at all. I feel like Bandit should have gotten buffed a really long time ago because there is never ever a time, I think, in anybody's life where like, man, if I had a bandit weapon right now, I would be doing better than what I'm doing. Like, that doesn't happen because bandit weapons are horrible. I don't even know why I'm doing this stupid side quest. No idea why. I need to go to the dust. I'm sitting here doing some stupid side quest. You know, um, like as much as I love it, like the B shield is my favorite shield in Borderlands history. Obviously, like it makes any gun way better and makes some guns like godly. But not having the B shield, like in Borderlands 1 in the pre-sequel, was also nice because I was using different kinds of shields all the time. I wasn't like, oh, I'm max level and I have a max level B shield. I'm not using anything else. Or like, like there's the Sham. Obviously, the Sham is easily like the second best shield in the game. First for some people. Um, but for me, it's second best because the B shield's just like always gonna be king. But like, it's ridiculous because now, like, I don't use any other shields. Like, I know I could, obviously, if once I level up my Psycho all the way, I'm gonna use like the Flame of the Firehawk and stuff like that. But like, on every other character, I just use the B shield. Like Maya, B shield. Salvador, I usually use B shield. I'm just using a different one right now because I'm making myself do that. I don't want to have to force myself to use different shields. Like I'm using, I mean, yeah, I'm not using the B shield, but I'm still using like a Seraph weapon. And I have like a level 8 or an OP8 fireball. Excuse me for that fart. I don't even know if you can hear that or not. But I don't know. That'd be nice. Also, another really cool thing that if you never played Borderlands 1, you never have to experience this. But the way legendary weapons in Borderlands 2 work is their barrels. It's always like their barrels. Like they have a unique barrel. Like um this like this weapon barrel, like those yellow three stripes for this pistol. If any Torg pistol, so basically, how do I describe this? If you kill an enemy and they happen to drop a Torg pistol, the Torg pistol has parts, like every part matters. So you see the little grip, like that little grip, that I can't remember what manufacturer it is, but that gives this pistol certain bonuses and negatives. And then there's like the chamber and the sights don't do anything. But this barrel, if any Torg pistol spawns with this barrel, it's the Unkempt Herald barrel, so it becomes the Unkempt Herald, right? And so any Torg pistol that has this is an Unkempt Herald. This little laser sight at the bottom, that just means for any Torg pistols, it's going to shoot 2 bullets at once. That's like a little fun fact if you ever see a Torg pistol on the ground with that little laser sight on the bottom. That means it's a double penetrating. But, like, it was always barrels. But in Borderlands 1, it's certain weapons' barrels or their sights, or it could be their grip, or, it's every other kind of part. But it's everything except, well, I mean, yeah, there's barrels, but it's like not only barrels. So in Borderlands 1, you can get, like, I know the most popular one is something called the Ajax Ogre, and I'm not super knowledgeable on it, but I know it's basically like two really amazing like legendary assault rifles in one gun. Like they get both of the bonuses, and that's really cool. Like you get, and it's because one weapon is legendary because it has its own unique sight, and one has because it has its own unique barrel. And if you have that unique sight and that unique barrel, it makes a combo. Now the name won't show it; it'll just show that it's one of them, but you'll be able to tell based on like the parts or like a certain prefix or the way the gun performs, whatever. So basically, like, if I was here, let me get out of the vehicle and kind of show you an example. But raw as I get hit, wow, of course, that's honestly my luck. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get a kill. Can I gun circle him down here? Oh, perfect. I can initiate my gun circle him down. Thank God. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so say I have. What's a good example? We'll go with. All right, so we'll go. Okay, we'll go with this. So this Ahab, right? Let's say what makes it unique is its barrel, right? Its barrel's unique. If a barrel has this, it'll shoot the harpoons like the Ahab, and it'll have the damage of it. But on the Norfleet, it's actually like the exhaust. This big thing in the back, the exhaust is what makes this thing the Norfleet. Like it has its own kind of exhaust. Let's say I get a rocket launcher with this exhaust and this barrel, they would combine. It would probably just say Ahab, but if it had that exhaust, it would shoot the way the Norfleet does and have the same bonus as the Norfleet does. So I want to see that in Borderlands 3 because that'd be really cool to have, like, it was always really cool back then. I mean, I never noticed it, but I'm sure I had some kind of weapon that was like a combo, excuse me, legendary, which was probably pretty cool back then. You're getting two legendary weapons and one. That's cool. I know in Borderlands 1 you can farm certain side quests that guarantee you a purple SMG or there's one that will give you the Dove, which is basically the infinity pistol of that game. And if you farm it, it has a chance to drop the Dove because it always drops the Dove, but with like with the Hornet of Borderlands, like the Borderlands 1's Hornet accessory. So you will actually get a hybrid of the Dove and the Hornet. So what it does is it's the Hornet pistol from Borderlands 1, but it shoots the Hornet projectiles, like the burst, fire, corrosive shots, but it's unlimited ammo because it's the Dove. Like that's a really cool hybrid, and that's something I want to see in Borderlands 3. Like as if if you were to get, I don't know, maybe maybe like the Heartbreaker in the conference call. I know the Heartbreaker isn't legendary. It's that Moxie shotgun that shoots in the heart. That's fire. Like that'd be cool if you could get like both. I don't know why I think that'd be cool. I kind of want to see Moxie get her own weapon manufacturer because it basically has its own, like any Moxie weapon, any weapon with the Moxie skin, the damage you deal with the weapon, and I think also with most of them, it's just like the just the any damage you deal it heals you for a certain percentage of damage dealt. So the reason you see Gunzerkers with this Moxie pistol all the time when they're Gunzerking is not because it. I mean, obviously one thing because it slags really nice, because it's just a Moxie weapon, and this converts like I think it's like 50 or 60% of all damage you deal, like all of it, into health for you. So that's why when you see people Gunzerk this and this, every single shot you shoot with an Uncounted Herald heals you for like half the damage, and half of this is a ridiculous amount, especially with the B shield, or half of my fastball, which is 2 million, so I'm getting like 1 million in health, and I only have 735. I'm basically like fully healing myself. That's why people use that. So you know, I think that'd be kind of cool to see Moxie get her own, so she'll just get like non-unique weapons that will do that for them. Like to farm and get like Moxie and non-unique SMGs and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool because she basically already has it, so she might as well like get the full treatment herself. Like she might as well already have her own thing. And Tiny Tina kind of has her own one. Like I don't know if she I don't really know what her bonuses are. I think it might just be explosive damage. But like she has like the teapot pistol and the boom puppy skull rifle. Like she has her own skin, and like the same as Moxie's. But like Moxie does the healing thing. I want to see that come back. Like you said, Christian, I really want to see another good boss. Since Handsome Jack is like dead, we killed him, and at the end of Borderlands 2, there's all these other vaults and crap. Then it's like we should. Excuse me. We should be able to, um, you know, whatchamacallit. I just lost my train of thought. Hold on. What was I even talking about? I literally have no idea what I was just talking about. I don't know. My brain hella just farted. If you remember, just tell me. But, I don't know. I lost my train of thought where I was going with that. But another thing I really want to see is when you're playing co-op, there needs to be there needs to be a drop for everyone. So let's say you get, you get frickin' you're farming for a conference call in the Warrior with you and 3 other people. Like in Borderlands 2, if you get that conference call, it only drops one. So you guys either have to duplicate it, which is a glitch, or only one person gets it. I feel like this should drop, like, still one. Like, it's the same one conference call, but, like, it's for play. It's like, it'll drop for everybody, but not everyone can pick up their own. Like it'll show one on your screen because it's yours, and it'll show one on their screen because it's them. But like you can't see the one that's on his screen. I don't know why. I just think it'd be cool, so there wouldn't be people like fighting over the loot, or there wouldn't be people who go through this huge grind and they don't get anything. I feel like it's more balanced and a more fair way of doing loot. So I feel like they should probably throw that in the game as well. I think there needs to be like weekly raid events. I'm not saying I'm not saying that they should, just give us free DLC all the time. That'd be cool, but like I don't mind paying for Borderlands DLC. Like Borderlands has made the best DLC I've ever played in a video game. Like the value you get from purchasing Tiny Tina's or Torx campaign. Hey, what's up, Christian? Like the value you get from buying Borderlands' DLC, you get so much of your money's worth. Like you basically get a second game, not a second like full game, but like you get a second game. Like Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep was amazing because it was Dungeons and Dragons, like it was like Dungeons and Dragons themed. It had the whole board game theme to it, and you played. There's a bunch of side quests, and a bunch of unique weapons in there, and there's a bunch of this, there's a bunch of that, there's a bunch of there are the same characters, but there's also kind of unique characters and like new characters, and it's themed really well, and it's this whole world, and there's a bunch of places for you to go, and like raid bosses, like there's a lot in just that one DLC, and then there's a lot in the other ones. My least favorite, honestly, out of all the DLC is like I wasn't really the biggest fan of the Hammerlocks one because I don't know, I just kind of like whatever. But the Tiny DLC was a bigger download than the base game. Yeah, like it had a lot going. But like I don't know. I feel like if they could do those little headhunter, same with Claptrap's DLC. Yeah, the Claptrap DLC and the pre-sequel was freaking like that was what saved that game for me. Like I played that and I was like, holy crap! I'm actually enjoying the pre-sequel right now. And they have my favorite legendary in that game. It's like the Thunderfire. It's like um a laser gun that shoots electricity and fire damage, which I love dual elemental stuff, and there's not really that many dual elemental things in the game other than like the Florentine and a couple other SMGs. Um, but like most of them sucked, so it was cool to see that one. But I don't know, like if they can do those little headhunter packs, like could you imagine if like, oh, for the week of Christmas we're doing, that headhunter pack, and then the next week they're like, here's a new raid boss. Like I feel like it'd be so cool to keep the game interesting, keep people playing, like Destiny does it. It's lazy, but it's still fun. Like I played a little bit of it for Destiny 2, I think it was, and I don't own the game. I was just like, I think I'd like rented it from Redbox or something. But like, I was playing a little bit of it, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. So I can keep fighting the same, one boss because I like farming. I like Borderlands farming. But like, okay, so I can kill. I'm gonna go through like all these sections of enemies, and even though Destiny is like a horrible game in my opinion, like it was like I'm gonna go through all these rooms and all these people so I can hopefully get this weapon that I really want. I don't mind that. I think Borderlands should do that while adding a new unique weapon in every single game. So hopefully they. I mean, I honestly doubt they will. That's pretty much just like throwing out just like ideas, but that would be really, really cool. Like, oh, this week's weekly thing is gonna be a bunch of players going back through the first starting area. Yeah, Borderlands only game farming wise at age well when I get older. Yeah. Exactly. I don't mind farming. Farming in Borderlands is fun for me because like it's not unfair and it's not crazy, but like the weapons you get, even if it takes you a long time to get them, you're rewarded so much because you're going to use those like forever unless you're farming. Like I don't farm until I hit like a max level cap because there's no real point in farming because you're just going to outgrow that weapon unless you really need a new weapon. Um, but like they're like, oh, you're going to go through like in Borderlands 3, you're going to go through here again, but when we get to the end, we're going to fight some random boss, and it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be some random boss that they're going to come up with, or it could be a returning boss, and we're bringing back this legendary from Borderlands 2. Like, that would be so cool to have that weekly, like a new weekly unique item, whether they bring it back or they, do a new one. Like, that would keep the game fresh. I'd be like, I'd probably hit you, I'd be like, yo, Christian, did you see the new, like, the new raid for the week? And like, oh no, like what's the unique? Oh, it's a freaking, I don't know, it's a Torg shotgun that freaking splits into 7 grenades. Like, oh, that's cool, let's go for it. And then we just like keep grinding that same raid boss kind of thing, that raid event until we eventually get the weapon and both of us get it, and that would just be cool. And I'd be like, all right, that was fun, and then I can go use it in the base game, and then I can, if I was having a tough time playing through the vanilla game and playing through the story, like, for a lot of players, they'll hit a certain peak. Well, I mean, like I've even hit a spot in a Borderlands game where I'm just like, I'm getting destroyed the whole time. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Like I don't have any good weapons. Nothing's getting the job done. And you don't want to progress through the story. That'd be cool if you could just like get one of these weapons from that event. Holy crap, what a freaking pickup. But you can get these weapons from that event just playing with your friends and hopefully get this weapon that you're like, okay, you know what, I think I can actually go back and I can go play and beat this section now that I got this new weapon. Like I feel like this is pretty good, and I just spent all weekend with my friends trying to get it. Now I have it, now they have it, so it's pretty exciting. But I don't know. I don't feel like they're gonna add something like that. I feel like that may not be like the kind of thing they want. So I guess we'll kind of see. But I think that would be a really cool idea. Um, I want the whole. Um, I really want this like idea of some really freaking like. Oh God, yeah, I'm dead now. Dude, that dude's rocket launcher just it always finds a way to kill me. Um, I don't know. I really want obviously new uniques and stuff like that, but I wonder what their maybe new manufacturer, new weapon class is gonna be. Because you remember, like in Borderlands 1, it was just like their own thing, and then in Borderlands 2, they're like, oh, manufacturers like actually change, like have certain benefits to every single weapon. So that was new to me. I was like, holy crap! Like all Torgue weapons are all gonna fire rockets, all Hyperion weapons are all gonna like find accuracy. Excuse me, and they added slag, and then in the pre-sequel they added lasers and cryo. So I wonder what they're gonna add for this one. Like I have no idea, but I'm kind of excited because I really want it to be something interesting and cool. Can this guy? Okay, can you guys honestly not like? Holy crap, dude! Like, how many shots of this thing do you take? Oh, I see. I was just missing a lot, but I don't know. I want Borderlands 3 to be like really, really cool and have a really good really good boss because Handsome Jack is by far, hands down, my, at least personally me, like my favorite villain of all time because he was so funny and so interesting. But like playing the pre-sequel, I like sympathize with him a little bit, but he's also super crazy with power, like you were saying. So I'm glad I killed him, but I wish things could have turned out differently in a way. I don't know. Like Borderlands got their story writing a lot better since Borderlands 1 because there's basically no story at all. You were just like an errand boy who just really wanted to open a freaking vault, and then there's like nothing in there, and then you're like, wow, that was stupid. I didn't really get anything for doing that. But like, I don't know. I want there to be a really good, freaking, holy crap, I'm getting my butt shredded. Like, can I not, please, please, please? Hey, there we go. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna make a villain as good as them, but if they can make a Handsome Jack, they can make just about everybody. I feel like. So we'll see. Um. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I don't know how much of it you may have missed. I don't know if you heard my whole thing about like dual legendaries and stuff like that. Like hybrid legendaries. I don't know if you heard about that. But I really like your idea for like the character specific guns. Like I don't know. I guess using an example of Borderlands, it'd be like Krieg's I don't know, like Krieg's favorite toy or something like that, right? Like I missed it. Okay, I'll go through it again. But like Krieg's favorite toy, it's like I don't know, a shotgun, and it's an explosive, or it's a bandit shotgun. But instead of like your regular blade at the bottom, it's like a chainsaw thing. And so when you melee people, you do pull it out, and it constantly does damage. And that's the only shotgun that does it, right? And that's like specific to Krieg. Not everyone can use it. That would be really freaking cool. Or I don't know, it's like Axton's favorite assault rifle, and it's an assault rifle that is just like really friggin' cool or has something to do with his character. I know that he had it's like used to have like his old wife. I don't know, maybe when you reload it, you throw it in, it turns into a turret for a little bit or something. I don't know, or it's like I don't know, Maya's casting SMG. I feel like that would be really cool. Obviously, they're gonna have to keep it balanced, but at the same time, I feel like if you just make it kind of hard to get, Borderlands is so not weapon balanced. Like if you're like, okay, look at me right now, like this isn't balanced at all. I'm literally like all these guys I'm killing. Is this even the right gun? Yeah. All these guys I'm killing. I mean, yeah, I've gone down here and there, but like if you were doing this with any other character, you would die so fast. This is not balanced. Like this is just not like Gunzerkers never really die. Like unless you really get kind of played from a long range. But if you're at close range and you're a Gunzerker, you're basically like winning all the time. And then right after that's done, I'm like, all right, that was fun. Time to Gunzerk again. Like I don't know. I don't feel like they should be too crazy about it, right? But that's one of the things that makes it fun. Exactly. Things being overpowered is what makes Borderlands fun. Now I think it should be, obviously a challenge. Like if we were talking Krieg, get like 10,000 melee kills and set I don't know 100,000 enemies on fire and do all these things that go towards his skill tree. And then on the way, so it's not like you have to do all these challenges and then you get the weapon. I'm thinking you start getting head customizations, and you get stuff here and there, maybe some skins, some XP, some money, some iridium or whatever, and then eventually the end goal is to eventually get the character specific weapon. Like that would be really freaking cool. I think both parties should be overpowered. Both parties is in um like Vault Hunters and the enemies we're playing, or Are you just talking about like in general? You know, I'm actually not even. I'm just gonna straight just try to snipe this guy in the head. Alright, that's not working too well. AI and you, yeah. I mean, if you make them too powerful, like if both people are just overpowered, then it becomes its own balance. So like you're just like overall overpowered. I kind of like how the scaling is. A lot of enemies are pretty trash, but like there are some enemies in this game that'll freaking jack you up. And even now, like I'm sure you've played Borderlands plenty of times where you're literally facing just regular bandits and they just happen to get you, and it's like then they run around the corner and there's nothing you can do about it. I kind of like all these things, but like it'd be cool to have those character specific weapons. But so yeah, so the whole dual legendary thing. So basically, how legendaries in Borderlands 2 works versus Borderlands 1 is it's weapon parts. Like Borderlands 1 and 2 is all about weapon parts. So um, this Bearcat, which I actually got not too long ago, OP6, unfortunately not OP8. I was playing OP8 and I got this. I got another Bearcat, but the thing that makes this a Bearcat is its barrel. Like you see the barrel. I mean, obviously there are plenty of assault rifles that have this and have this camo, or actually I don't know how many have this camo, but plenty of ones that have this barrel. But in the code, like in the text of it, excuse me, it says unique barrel, like Bearcat or whatever, which means when you kill an enemy, they have a higher chance to drop ammo or money or health, and then there's a chance to drop weapons or shields, and then they have the chance to drop a doll assault rifle or an assault rifle, and then they have a chance for it to be doll, and then there's a chance, so then the doll assault rifle has to spawn with a random amount of parts. So like let's say the stock like on the back of it is it's a doll manufacturer, like every part, the handle, the body, the undermount, and the stock and the sight, they're all specific to a manufacturer. So let's say this is, I don't know if this really is, but let's say this is a doll stock, right? This will increase like your burst delay or something like that, but it'll reduce your damage, and that's what makes certain weapons have their stats. Is it's a combination of all these parts. So this barrel, if a doll weapon spawns with this barrel, the specific Bearcat barrel, it becomes the Bearcat. That's what makes it what it is. And I'm pretty sure that's how weapons get their own name. Like any Vladov pistol you find with, and this is the barrel on this is the Vladov barrel. Any Vladov pistol you find with this barrel on it will say that it's an anarchist. It doesn't matter if it's vengeful. I think that's from the grip, but the barrel makes this thing an anarchist. So this is a conference call because it has the conference call barrel. So that's how every single unique item in this game is determined, is by their barrel. But in Borderlands 1, it could be the sight on it, it could be the stock, it could be the accessory, it could be the barrel. So like let's say it's not the barrel for this conference call, let's say this is the unique conference call stock. So if I get a Hyperion stock that has or a Hyperion shotgun that has the conference call stock, but it has, I don't freaking know, this would be impossible, but the Flacker barrel, it would be a conference call Flacker because they have both unique weapon parts that give them both their thing. They had that in Borderlands 1 where you can get hybrids where like in Borderlands 1 there was a pistol called the Dove, and there was a pistol called the Dove, which was basically the Infinity of that game. It was the pistol that didn't run out of ammo, but it didn't shoot as fast as the Infinity or anything. It was just like your standard pistol. It just had limited ammo. So what made that have its thing was, I'm pretty sure it was the barrel. But if you farm that quest, like you look at the reward and you can get different rarities of the Dove. If you keep farming for it, you will get a Dove that spawns with a Hornet, like the Borderlands 1 Hornet, like that corrosive pistol that we have in Borderlands 2. That was actually Borderlands 1 unique pistol, but it'll spawn with like the Hornet accessory. So it combines to be a Dove, which gives it unlimited ammo, but it's a Hornet, so it shoots the Hornet projectiles, the burst fire of the corrosive things that have like splash damage. So it's a combo. They need to have that back in Borderlands 3 because that would be so sick. Like imagine getting an infinity. It's crazy. It sounds an infinity Unkempt Herald, but like it's super rare. Like that would be so cool. I mean, obviously it'd be pretty overpowered, but like that would be really freaking cool. Like that'd be sick. And like that's a very small chance because not only do you have to get the specific barrel to get the Unkempt Herald, but you have to have it spawn with a specific part, which is already rare to get that part for that pistol. So I feel like that would be a really cool idea to bring back in Borderlands 3. I never got those because I didn't know about that kind of stuff until I started watching my favorite Borderlands like YouTuber. His name is Big Jolts. Hi, holy crap, that was fast. I can even switch my weapon. But yeah, I think that'd be cool. Um, I feel like Moxie should be her own manufacturer. Like, if you don't know what Moxie weapons do, like basically any pistol that has the Moxie, you know, like paint job on it, it's a Moxie weapon, and anyone that has this, like a certain amount of damage you deal will heal the player as long as you're holding this. The reason that everybody uses the grog nozzle is because while you're holding the grog nozzle, like 50 or 60% of the damage you deal with anything gets converted into health. So let's say it's 50% while I'm holding this. If I'm holding this in my hand and I have low health, if I throw this at an enemy, since this is like a 2 million damage fastball, or yeah, I will get like 1,250,000 back in health because I was holding that weapon and I did that damage. You know, like that's how that whole thing works. I feel like Moxie should be her own, so there can be weapons that do that, but it doesn't have to be like specific unique ones. Like it could be just like your regular old SMG or assault rifle, but it's Moxie, so it'll heal you. I feel like she needs to have her own manufacturer brand. I know she works on vehicles and Scooter does vehicles and Ellie does vehicles, but that'd be kind of cool to see since she already has a bunch of guns in Borderlands 2. Like, it makes no sense why she doesn't have her own manufacturer. So I think that's something that needs to happen. There needs to be a Moxie manufacturer. Um, there needs to be more character customization. Like I mean, Borderlands 1, it was barely anything. Like it was just like a couple of options with your colors. But if you were, and then in Borderlands 2, you know, you do the head and the skins thing. But I kind of want to customize more. I want to do like more with my character. Like if I was to customize Krieg, I also want to do his head, but I want to do his arms, his chest. I don't know, maybe his height. Like that would be so funny to have a midget Krieg. Could you imagine having a midget Krieg? Like that would be so freaking funny. Like a midget Krieg, like that. Just thinking about that is hilarious. Or like a tall Salvador, or like you know, like a really buff Maya who kind of looks like Nurse Nina from the pre-sequel. Like that'd be really freaking cool, rather than just changing the way her head is. But also that also kind of comes with that may mess with their personality may not match up, but still I think it'd be pretty cool. I think if they added like an option to choose the voice for the character, like you could have that buff woman voice, but like with like just like a buff woman, or you could have that you could choose a midget voice for a really humongous, tall, crazy, buff, mutated looking Krieg. That'd be amazing. But they can do more. Like they really don't have to do that much. They can do more with that, and I feel like that would make it more of your character as well. I think my whole idea with having your own character and choosing their skill tree, it may be nice to some players, but honestly, when I really thought about it, I was like, yeah, it's kind of like a lame idea. But, you know, I don't know. Like, I think it would be cool if we had that stuff to make like midget Krieg and all this stuff, because then you could like make builds around that just off the way you look. Because I don't know about you, but like when I'm choosing my head and my skin, like I'm immersed with my character. Like I'm like, oh, you know what? I really like when I chose well, right now I'm wearing the Christmas stuff, but like when I chose this was because I was farming the Christmas train, and like I know I'm never gonna see my own face and my body, but I just feel I don't know, I just like matching my head and stuff with the way I'm playing, or like whatever looks cool. Like I don't know, I kind of like role play, I guess, a little bit in the way like, oh, this is what these characters are gonna see. Like this is what I'm gonna look like to all these characters when I'm wearing all this stuff. So da 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 da. When I'm wearing Krieg, I try to look like as much of a psychopath as possible. But I just think it'd be cool to go a step further into voice, height, certain arms, legs, body type. I don't know, muscle definition and stuff like that. I think that'd be really, really cool. Um, obviously I want to see new characters. I don't want to see any repeats. Like a lot of people when they critique Borderlands are like, oh, all the classes feel just about the same. Like, Borderlands 1 they had Roland and then they had Axton, now they have Wilhelm. They're basically the same person, but I'm like, okay, yeah, they're the they're like the soldier class. But like if you play Roland, whose turret only faces one direction, and hold on. Yeah, same. Okay, cool. So you're on the same page with that whole customization. But like, if you play Roland, he has his turret which only faces one direction, but it'll regenerate ammo and health around you. Changeably good, yeah. But you can heal and get ammo from it, and um, a couple other things. I don't remember his skill tree too in depth because it's been a while since I played him. But, he has his own thing. Then Axton is basically like he has a survival tree. He's just like, he can just ignore damage, and there's all these things as like just a straight explosive tree where he benefits a lot from grenade damage. And then there's, his obviously boosting his sentry gun. And then Wilhelm also has his own kind of survival thing, but his survival thing is like it boosts his fight, it changes his fight for his lifetime. So like I play differently with all three of them because honestly, like Wilhelm is such a slept-on character in that game. Like if you're ever bored, Christian, and you want like you just kind of feel like, yeah, I'll give the pre-sequel a go, and you're okay with going through those boring side quests and stuff like that, leveling up a Wilhelm and using some of his freaking abilities is so like it's he's one of my like top freaking like top 5 characters in Borderlands ever, and I know there's really not that many playable characters. Like me personally, I'm always gonna love the Gunzerker the most because he's just the most ridiculous broken piece of amazing Vault Hunter ever, and he was, I remember when the game first came out, he was the most unused one. Like, everybody used Zero because he looked cool, and then everybody used Maya, and then I think it was Axton, and then Salvador, so no one really liked Salvador. But, like, then when people saw the things he could do with some of his exploits, he just became the most broken character ever. But, like, my top 5 favorites, obviously Gunzerker's number 1. Number 2 for me personally, and like this will probably change. It's not Krieg. Krieg's not really in my top 5 because I haven't had as much time to play with Krieg as I would have wanted. So I probably haven't gotten the same Krieg experiences that you've gotten. But number 2, I freaking love Wilhelm. He's probably my second favorite. Once you finish, you go. Once you finish, I gotta go to bed. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, once I finish through. Okay, yeah. Um, my second favorite character is honestly like I really did enjoy playing Wilhelm, like using laser guns a lot more and doing what he does in his fight for his life and having Wolf and Saint and just being really cool with the cyber punch and stuff like that. Like I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed playing Maya. Maya's super duper duper fun, and also she feels really balanced, but obviously she has her own kind of broken skills that she just like destroys everything with. That's how every character should be. There should be one of those in every character. Um, I haven't really liked playing Zero, and I can actually like confirm that I don't like Zero because I've leveled them up to like a 50 something. Excuse me, but I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. Something about like character stuff, yeah. Those are pretty much the main things. Other than that, obviously, like, more legendaries and more weapon dice. I pretty much went over everything, so that's pretty much what I want from a Borderlands 3. I was gonna farm and hopefully get a drop, but I'm so tired that I'm probably gonna make myself like a bowl of cereal, lay down, and like watch YouTube until I fall asleep with the phone in my hand, and I forget to charge it, and I just like start worrying about it in the morning. Because I have to work a 12-hour shift tomorrow, so that's gonna suck. I'm literally gonna wake up at like 8, and I won't be off work until like 9:30. So got a whole day ahead of me tomorrow. I only keep talking, but I'm sorry, it's all good. Yeah, 12-hour shift, man. 12 hours of work. Yeah, it's it's just kind of like that, You just have to get to the store. I have to open the store by 10 o'clock, but you really want to get started by 9:30. And I won't be off work until I close at 9:30 tonight. So I got a nice little 12-hour shift, not to mention I have to take the bus. And yeah, and I still have to work the next day. And I think I have Friday off. So today's Tuesday. I work tomorrow. I work Thursday. I think I just close Thursday, and then Friday I get paid. I get paid from a 50-hour week, which would be a nice check. I get to go get some shoes, probably a new controller, and I'm considering getting a new game. I don't know what new game. I think I might check out GameStop and maybe look around, or tonight on YouTube I might kind of look around and look at some games I might get. I know Red Dead Redemption 2 is out and I don't have it, but I never played the first one. I don't really want to play the second until I play the third. I don't know if the story follows through like that, but I don't know. That's just kind of like my thing, you know. But yeah, ooh, yikes! I forgot about the pearlescent upgrades of these. I was gonna try to fill this up, but yeah, those are my ideas for like a Borderlands 3. We'll probably go more, have more of a discussion, a different stream, but yeah, I liked your stream though. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Um, Sorry you don't like it where you're at right now, but you know, keep your head up. Um, yeah, your stream was dope. It's nice talking to you as always. Nice seeing you. Have a good day at school tomorrow, and I will see you later, bro.